glitch then, I don't know if you saw it, but the front wheels just snapped to the left. I'll watch your Twitch, so I'm going to watch that back and see if you'll see it. Yep, there was a bit of a lag. Okay, I'll speed up again now. That's what happens when you're watching what you're doing on a secondary device. I was going to take it easy through turn 1 this time. I'm going to try and make sure the tyres are clean for turn 4. Now, I haven't used DRS around this corner yet. That's just because I want to get focused on getting the racing line right. Whoa! Okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. Mechanical fault. Oh, really? Okay. I won't restart the session. Just return to the pit box. Okay, I'm going to have to restart the session because it's still missing a wheel. Okay, what I'll try and do now, because the lower gears are still a bit twitchy. I mean, I wasn't full throttle when I went from second to third then, nowhere near it, but the car just went. And obviously, I don't want that. Okay, so gears. We'll get there. Gearing. No, we've not hit top gear yet. First gear, we don't really use first gear, although we have yeah, first gear in the first chicane, so I am just going to elongate that a little bit. I'll tell you what, let's do something really weird. Let's give this a try. Just knock all the gears to the right. That's now maxed to the right, and I'm doing that just so I can see if there's any kind of difference in what the gears do in the braking zone or in the traction zone. Because, oh bloody hell, I was going to say, one of my theories is that longer gears are going to help. As you can see, this is first gear. So it's fair to say that first gear is now way too long. That's quite amusing actually. Okay, so going max on the gears hasn't worked. That is really quite amusing, or at least I find it amusing. Okay. So we'll knock first gear down. I'm going to say to around about there. I mean, I am just guessing these ratios, but I just want them to be longer than what they were for first and second initially. I tell you what, let's just, if I reset it, it'll make life a lot easier. Okay. Now it's interesting, in the Formula A you can adjust this more precisely than you can in most other cars. Okay, so let's just go and see how that is then. Excuse me, in first and second gear. Still had plenty of revs in first gear then. Now it is going to make the transition from second to third a lot shorter. But my theory is the longer the lower gears, the less chance of locking the rears when you go down into that particular gear. Now for all I know, I could get to this corner and spin it. I'm a bit late on the brakes there. But already through those first 3 corners, the longer lower gear does feel a little more useful. Now it may take me a couple of laps to build up to full speed, but obviously my main aim is to thrash it down through the gears in the slower corners to try and make it so that second gear isn't so bloody horrible. Because the amount of people I know that have commented to me about, I hate second gear in this car, I'm with you. I think most people do. But like I say, this video I've seen, they were able to just thrash it down the gears so fast without having the slightest of twitches, lock-ups, anything. So let's see if this will have helped into turn one. Not a problem. Not a problem. Traction. Not a problem. Could we be onto something here? Don't like second gear? Make first and second longer. Now we spun it here when I went down to second that early last time. I didn't spin it, carried so much speed I'm off the curb and off the track. But already just that one change on the gears has just given me a lot more confidence in the lower gears. I think we could be onto something here with the gears, you know. Okay, so let's see how we get on this time around. I'm going to KERS and DRS it. The thing is, it's not just because of the video that I saw that's made me think about elongating the gears. It is something I did with the Formula Gran Turismo on GT. I'll tell you what, that's ridiculous. This is how an F1 car should handle through a slower corner. Or at least how I like it to handle. No problem with traction at all. And I haven't got traction control on, or ABS, or stability control. And before actually doing this gear change, this car was undrivable for me, unless I put the assists on, and I don't want to drive with no assists. Sorry, I don't want to drive with assists. I want to drive no assists. I like to be in control of the car, not have electronic devices stopping me from crashing or stopping me from having a drift. Now the only change I have made to this car is elongating the gears, and I can guarantee you that lap time will come from perhaps editing a few other things. I mean, I could go longer on the gears as well. So at the end of the day, if you're going around Monza, topping out at 200 miles an hour before you get to the first corner, your gears are too short. Obviously, the car's not handling absolutely perfectly to what I would like, because it is just a stock setup. And it's always advisable, if you can, to play about with the setups to get it to handle a bit more how you like it, or just more stable, or if you prefer a loose car, to get it set like that. And I'm fairly sure as well, you know, before I altered the gears, I don't think I was topping the car out, and all I did was adjust first and second. So let's go and have a look at the rest of the gears. So all I've done is adjust first and second, moved it up to 2.61 and 1.87, and that has solved the low speed gear changes. Okay, you can take third gear up a bit, take fourth gear up a little bit, fifth gear up a little bit, sixth gear up a little bit, and seventh gear up a little bit more. So that's the only change that I'm now going to do. I've not touched first gear, second gear. I've not touched anything else with the setup. And that change I've just done is to see if I can not top out before I get up to the corner. But as you see, I've just done 2 or 3 laps there without spinning. Okay, 7th gear is too long. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. Okay, let's go and knock 7th gear down a tiny little bit. The 3rd gear is still quite short. That one simple change has completely altered how this car is driving. Now obviously, like I said at the very start, I'm probably not going to drive that well because it is, what, 4:30 in the morning. I'm wide awake with nasty ass toothache. I'm on extremely strong painkillers, which has for some reason woken me up, and so I figured, sod it, let's go and suss out that Formula A. So here we are. What I'm finding odd here as well is, usually I hit the brake pedal as hard as I am and I'd be getting lock up from the wheels. I'm not getting that. The 7th gear is perhaps still a little bit too long, but if we get over 200, let's see what we can get to. See, even there, I didn't spin the car. That would have been a guaranteed spin on on standard gears. You may be sat there thinking he's not using KERS or he's not using DRS. Well, I'm not too worried. I'm not going for an outright lap time at the moment. It's more about just solving that problem of the crap brakes, the locking up, the spinning at low speed. And I do think I have cracked it. The trick will be to try it at a different circuit. Now I am going to try and go for a bit of a hot lap now, and then I'm going to do a little change to the setup. Ooh, didn't like DRS open anchors activated then.